They believe that Islam is the answer to every aspect of life, the solution to every problem. Here is their creed, I want you to see. God, do we have it? It's coming. God is our objective. The Quran is our constitution. The Prophet is our leader. Struggle is our way, and death for the sake of God is the highest of our aspirations. Really? How do they feel about Israel? Well, a top official in the Muslim Brotherhood has just said that he said this while expressing support for the Egyptian protesters. And this is critical that you remember this. The people should be prepared for war against Israel. The Brotherhood has openly supported violence and their spiritual leader and has just stated that, quote, there is no dialogue between them and us in any one language, in other than any one language, the language of the sword and force. Okay, well, it's a good thing they're over there, huh? And they're leaving us alone? Not so much. We did our homework the last few days, and we found this document. And you can see I couldn't really read that. We're like, hey, squiggly lines. That looks important. We got this. This is their official memorandum from the Muslim Brotherhood about about their plans for North America. In the memorandum, it says right here, enablement of Islam in North America, meaning establishing an effective and stable Islamic movement led by the Muslim Brotherhood, which adopts Muslim causes domestically and globally, which works to expand the observant Muslim base, aims at unifying and directing Muslim efforts, presents Islam as a civilization alternative, and supports the global Islamic State, wherever it is, the global Islamic State, that is a caliphate. Now, who are some of the members? Because this, remember, this is their document on their plan for America. It's available now at glennbeck.com. You need to read it. Here are some of the graduates. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the hairy back guy. He's the architect of 9/11. Dr. Al-Zawahiri, 15. This guy was arrested for membership in the Muslim Brotherhood. Later, he went on to Afghanistan, joined Al-Qaeda, and orchestrated the 97 massacre of 67 foreign tourists, you remember, at Luxor. Then you have Abdullah Azam. He's a Palestinian who joined the Muslim Brotherhood at 18 and became a preacher. Oh, and he was also a mentor to that guy. So no big deal, right? Muslim Brotherhood. We should bring him to the table. Let me show you the game that's being played right now. And you can find it in the coming insurrection. You can find it in the Muslim Brotherhood. You can find it in Reclaiming Revolution. This is Reclaiming Revolution. This is Storm. This is the militant communist group that Van Jones was part of. There were 13 members plus Van Jones. And I was looking through this the other day, and I found this. But our new political commitment to Marxist-Leninist politics raised many questions about our structure and potential for relevance and growth. You see, most young activists around us, particularly women and people of color, were hostile to revolutionary Marxism. Would new members undermine our new political unity and commitment to red politics? Would there be political differences too large to resolve without divisive struggle and destructive arguments? Looking around us, we didn't think it was possible to build an explicitly Marxist organization. And after the previous period of division and power struggles, it seemed risky to bring a new people into ours, but recently a delicately cohered group. In other words, what's saying is, we had to lie. We had to make this, we had to present ourselves as something else because we couldn't get people in. So let's see, are these tactics being used that are outlined here, and outlined here? What does it mean? Let's look at the Muslim Brotherhood. As for the role of Ikhwan, it is the initiative, pioneering leadership, raising the banner, and pushing people in that direction. Pushing people, otherwise known as nudge. To do this, they say they need to stress the need to master the art of coalitions. Wait a minute. That's what the Marxist revolutionaries said. Coalitions. Again, back to Storm. Storm members brought experience in militant street tactics, revolutionary agitation, and coalition building to this crucial fight. Let me show you this. Should bring up their logo. Okay, here it is. This is the English website of the Muslim Brotherhood. The English website. You see this? Muslim Brotherhood, official English website. Look at the little girl, and it says freedom. Now, look at the same website, but in Arabic. Same website. You bring this down, please. Muslim Brotherhood. What does this say? It's not a little kid. It doesn't say freedom. It says prepare. Suddenly the little girl is gone and the swords are crossed and it says prepare. Prepare for what? Wait a minute, what did that leader say? Oh yeah, prepare for war against Israel. I'd like it to be sunshine and lollipops, but I'm sorry, it's not. More on the Muslim Brotherhood and their connections here. Coming up. All right. All this week we're doing what is really happening in the Middle East and what are the connections and what does it mean to you here. Please DVR this program every night and write down the information, please, and share it with friends. The Muslim Brotherhood is what we've been talking about tonight. Tomorrow, the radicals here in America that are operating as Marxists and communists that are in support of this. But the Muslim Brotherhood isn't just operating overseas. We're not done with them yet. We showed you in their own words that their goals include the transformation of America into an Islamic state, the destruction of the Western world. Well, I want to show you their branches or spin-offs that they've created, operating in the United States. You have the Muslim Students Association, North American Islamic Trust, Islamic Society of North America, the American Muslim Council, the Muslim American Society. I can tell you why none of these things are on the board, and I can tell you why nobody is saying this, because I know all too well what kind of heat it will bring and undue influence and pressure. I mean, I can't have any more enemies than I have already. But that's the truth. Here in America, they are spreading their influence here through these organizations and internationally. Let me show you where they are all over the world. This, again, is a group that wants a global caliphate and the destruction of the Western world. You have them in Egypt and Algeria, Saudi Arabia, Syria, Sudan, Gaza, West Bank, Lebanon, Jordan, Iraq, Kuwait, us, and the UK. All of it. According to Global MB report, there's also Canada, almost all countries in the EU, Brazil, Argentina, South Africa, and Nigeria. As the press continues to report on all the pro-democracy efforts by this group, a phrase is being used in the context of this conflict that jumped out at me. You've heard it several times. And quite honestly, it's two words that I warned you about because there's two meanings to this word. There's the really happy, Jesus wants me to go help people, Allah wants me to go help people. And then there is the caliphate or the totalitarian government that says, no, no, I'm telling you to help people. It's called social justice. Look.
They have to listen to the people, listen to them quickly. A new Egypt that is democratic, that's based on social justice.
Defend the right of the Egyptian for their universal values, freedom, dignity, social justice.
Legitimate needs for democracy, social justice.
Okay. Mubarak just said it an hour ago. He'll be gone in September, but until then, he will be making sure there's social justice. Be careful. It can be used for good, but it also is used to mask an agenda. Why would anybody claim that anyone is masking an agenda? I don't know. Read Van Jones Group's words. That's what they do. That's what they have to do. Read The Coming Insurrection. That's what they say they have to do. Mask. I'll let you decide which context this is. This is the shill for Iran. Is he using it in, a bad one, or is this just a catchy phrase, catchy campaign slogan, or does he mean it in the good way? I don't know. There's one other slogan that has jumped out at me as well. They were promoting the January 25th, the Friday protests, and they came up with a little title in advance for them. Did you happen to catch what it was called? Friday, this was called the Day of Rage. Because I have read all about the Marxists and the revolutionaries in America, I recognize the Day of Rage. Where have you heard that before? Oh yeah, that's right. We heard it before in the 1960s with Bill Ayers and the Weather Underground. That's when they had the violent student riots in the 1960s. That was the Day of Rage. Weather Underground talks about it in the Weather Underground's works. Huh, coincidence? By the way, Day of Rage, wasn't Francis Fox Piven recently just saying, where's the rage, where's the outrage, where's the anger? You've got to get out on the streets and have riots and embrace your anger. Why would anyone, can you imagine if the Tea Parties called for a day of rage, what would be said? Something's wrong. Why in the world would Bill Ayers and Bernardine Dohrn even care about Egypt at all? Oh, they do, care deeply. Another connection. Next.